guys, Winter Kills here, and welcome to a brand new and updated Orcust deck profile post-banlist. Of course, Mermaid is gone, but this deck is still a strong contender in my opinion. We're going to go ahead and get into the list in just a moment. After I mention a quick shout out to Imperium Duelist, if you're interested in this playmat that I'm using. If you guys are interested in these sleeves that I'm rocking here on the main deck, these red sleeves with the black inside, or this beautiful 2-player cloth playmat from Imperium Duelist, which comes out tomorrow actually. You check them out down in the description below and use that discount code at checkout to save 10% off your entire order. And if you're buying anything off TCG Player, use my affiliate link down below to help support me in the channel in the process. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the profile. And to start, we have 3 copies of Scrap Recycler. Still a really strong normal summon in here, helps start your whole combo. Use this to send Nightmare or send Harp Horror and summon Nightmare, and then you can link into Galatea. Then Nightmare can dump Simple Skeleton, and all you need is an extender. But we play a lot of extenders with this deck anyways, so I wouldn't worry too much about that. 1 Armageddon Knight and 1 Dark Grepher. You definitely need to play both of these, I think, now. They help get extra things in the graveyard, extra resources to help start your plays. And then those are it for the, in quote, normal summons. Then for the Orcust package, I have 2 copies of Nightmare, 2 copy of Harp Horror, 2 copies of Simple Skeleton. I think playing 2 now is absolutely justifiable. And then 1 copy of Brass Bombard for the Orcust lineup. So we have 7 Orcusts. I think Brass Bombard is actually very, very helpful now. I've also always liked this card because it's a tuner and you can make Savage Dragon with it, so it's never hurt to do that. So those are the Orcust monsters, and then of course we have the 1 Wand, who could forget. And then I'm playing a Danger Engine again. On the last list I wasn't playing a Danger Engine, but I think Dangers have kind of become necessary once again. So we have 2 Nessie, 2 Jackalope, 2 copies of Tsuchinoko, and then we have 1 copy of the Danger Mothman. I think this lineup is good. I wanted to play 2 Mothman or maybe a Bigfoot or a Thunderbird, but I suppose like this last Danger could be anything, and I guess it's just preference at that point. But maybe going forward I'll add a Bigfoot or a Thunderbird, just some extra ideas there for those that were wondering. So yeah, that's it for the Danger lineup. Then I have the 3 Malicious. Unfortunately, I don't have a 3rd Secret Rare one yet. I might pick up another one, but I don't know if I play this deck enough to be able to pick up a 3rd one. I don't know. I think it's like 22 bucks. I bought this when it was at 2 and the prices were kind of low. I should have bought a 3rd one. But yeah, so Malicious is a really good extender in here, especially now that's back at 3. Dump the common one first, then you summon out your 2 secrets to flex on them. No, but I think this card's a really good extender. Definitely makes your worse hands better if you have one like Foolish or a copy of like Grepher to, you know, really go off. And sometimes you need those extra monsters on board to be able to make plays. Then I have 3 copies of Tenyi the Vishuda, Tenyi Spirit Vishuda. This could be Link Slayer. I like this though because it's a dark. It also has that utility of where you can bounce an additional card back while you control a face-up non-effect monster. So I think this is really good for if you have to go second and break boards. Pretty solid card, and also just a free special summon at the start of your turn. And then we have 1 Gizmek Orochi, the Cerbertron Sky Slasher. This card is insane in here. Pretty much after you exhaust all your Orcust plays, you can just like either Foolish Burial this or get it off Grepher or Armageddon Knight or Scrap Recycler, whatever it may be. And then just have an extra recurring body every turn that can also remove a card the turn and the following turn if it's still on the board. So this card's amazing. I like it as a 1 of, though. I think 2 would be too much. So yeah, that's it for the monsters. I believe 27 monsters total, and then we'll go into the spells. And to start, we have 3 copies of Instant Fusion because this card is still really good for Winda. You know, to finish up your whole play, you can go into Winda with Dingirsu and protect it. Climax, Dingirsu, Winda, and Longirsu is a very good end board. So yeah, I think this card is very justifiable. And going second, you can go for Thousand Eyes again to help break boards. Then we have 2 copies of Orchestrated Return. This card is great at 2. I've always liked it at 1, although there were times when Bardiche was legal. You just really didn't need to play it because of, you know, the whole get 2 cards on board, you have combo type thing. Now that's gone, it doesn't hurt to have that extra consistency and also setting up your graveyard. So this card is really nice. 1 Reborn because it can steal games, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 copy of Babel, 1 Rhoda, 1 of the Upstart Goblin, and 1 Terraforming for the spells. So that's it for the spells. 11 total spells, I believe. And then for the traps, just 2 copies of Crescendo. I think playing 2 is correct. I think 3 would be too many. But having the opportunity to, after you resolve the first one, set another one off of a Galatea, I think is just too good in my opinion. Because this card is just very hard to play around, and you also have the graveyard effect. Well, not hard to play around, but it's a card your opponent definitely has to think about. And then the graveyard effect you can banish to add one of your banished machines or dart machines from your grave, or one from your hand. So this could potentially add you the Gizmek Orochi. Add from your hand a dark machine monster that is banished or in your grave or in your deck. So this can definitely search Orochi, which is pretty insane. So yeah, that's it for the main deck. 40 cards, 27 monsters, 11 spells, 2 traps. Yeah, so now we'll go into the extra where we have 1 Boral Sword, 1 Borreload, and 1 Topological Bomber Dragon. These cards are great. Of course, getting rid of problem cards, going for game, and establishing a field that your opponent's going to have a hard time breaking. So I really do like Bomber Dragon. Bomber Dragon's great, just go with if you have your Babel set up, so I like that card a lot. So next we have the Link 3, which is Curious the Lightsworn Dominion. This card has been growing more and more popular in play. You just need 3 monsters of the same attribute but different types. So you can basically go into this with like Malicious, Vishuda, and like any other dark monster that's not a warrior or a worm. And you have yourself, the full combo to go into this and dump any extra card to the graveyard. You can just send any card in your deck to the graveyard, period. And then if a card is sent from the deck to the graveyard, you can send the top 3 cards of your deck. So you also get to mill an additional 3 for more extenders. This card is actually pretty nuts in here. And I was playing Trisbania, but decided to drop it for that because it's way better. 1 Nightmare Phoenix, of course, for backward removal. Not to go into Nightmare Mermaid, of course. Then we have 3 copies of Galatea, 1 copy of Longirsu, and 1 copy of Orcustrion. This card is great. Opponent can have a hard time dealing with it because it has 3k attack, and you can basically drop everything they have on their field to 0 and negate their effects as well. And if it's linked, it can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, so super strong card. Then I have 1 Monk of the Tenyi. I thought about dedicating space for like a Lanfarinkus for like a mid-game play, to be able to link into Lanfarinkus and then make Vishuda live later on. But I just don't really want to cut anything else at the moment. So I think just having this as going first option is nice. Or going second, I should say. So having the 1 Monk is definitely good. 1 Dingirsu, play 2 if you have to. I don't have a second one, and I don't really feel like getting a second one. Because still, to this day, a second one has never came up for me. 1 Borreload Savage Dragon. This is really good. I think Nessie being a level 7. We play the level 1 tuner, and you also have Nightmare as a level 7. Having this card, if you can go into it, because if you open decent enough, you can make this on top of everything else. So you can end with like Longirsu or Orcustrion, Dingirsu, Savage Dragon, and his set back row, so which is the climax. So this card's great. 1 Winda and 1 Thousand Eyes Restrict. So that's it for the extra deck. Now we'll go ahead and do a test hand and a combo as well. Alright guys, so for this combo, it's just going to be a 3-card combo that will end with Longirsu, or Dingirsu, Galatea, and Winda with a set climax, so Winda lock. This combo works obviously going first or second. For going second with the Vishuda, you would special summon, make the Monk, and then try to bounce the card, and then use the Monk for link material. But yeah, so with going first though, we'll start with Scrap Recycler. Or no, going first, we're still going to special summon the Vishuda to start. Then normal the Scrap Recycler. Use Scrap Recycler's effect to dump the Harp Horror. Then we'll banish the Harp Horror to summon out the Orcust Nightmare. Then from here, we'll link into a copy of Galatea. And then from here, we're going to use Orcust Nightmare, target either the Tenyi Vishuda or the Galatea. And we're going to dump the Symbol Skeleton to the grave. And now, at this point, we're going to link into a copy of Longirsu. Activate Symbol Skeleton in Graveyard, targeting the Galatea. Summoning that right here or over here. Whatever works for you. Then at this point, we're going to put back the Harp Horror and set a copy of Crescendo from our deck. And then here, we're going to activate Instant Fusion to summon Winda over here. And then lastly, overlay Dingirsu on top of Longirsu, attaching Symbol Skeleton. So we end with this field, a Galatea that cannot be destroyed by battle. We have the set Crescendo, Winda locking them to only 1 special summon that turn, and we have the built-in protection from Dingirsu as well. And that was just with 3 cards. Still have 2 other cards to work with if we're going first, 3 if we're going second, etc, etc. So now I'm going to shuffle the deck here, and we'll do a random test hand for going first. Alright, so I've shuffled the deck a little bit here, did a quick pile shuffle, and let's see what we can draw into for our opening hand. 1 copy of Danger Tsuchinoko, Destiny or Malicious, Tenyi Vishuda, Instant Fusion, and another copy of Tenyi Vishuda. So this hand is looking pretty whack. I would start by setting this and special summoning the Vishuda, and then here I'm just going to go ahead and use Tsuchinoko, and we're going to try to make something happen here. So I'm going to get a dice here, and we'll roll dice to pick randomly. Luckily I have these beautiful spell dice here, so we'll roll for this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we rolled a 1, that's this card right here, that is Tsuchinoko itself. So we'll special summon Tsuchinoko just like that. And from this point, I think I see no other option other than to instant fusion out for a, I guess we could go for Thousand Eyes if we're going first, but let's just go for Winda. So at this point, we have 3 dark monsters on board with different types. We have a spellcaster, a worm, and a reptile. So from here, I'm going to link all of these off into a copy of Yugioh, the Lightsworn Dominion. Find it here. So at this point, we're going to use its effect to send any card from our deck to the graveyard. I'm going to go ahead and send the Orcust Nightmare, or the Harp Horror rather. Send Harp Horror to the grave. And we're going to mill 3 cards off the top of our deck as a result of sending that card. So let's go ahead and cut the deck, and then we're going to send 3 cards. So we send Jackalope, Mothman, and another Jackalope. Okay, so not the best mills in the world there, but regardless, still actually allowing us to play is the Yugioh. So we'll banish the Harp Horror, summon Nightmare, then we'll link these 2 off into a copy of Galatea. If I just don't drop my cards everywhere like that. Where is Galatea? Sucks that we had to use the instant fusion to start, but it's allowing us to play. So if we would have been able to discard the Malicious out of our hand off of the snack, we would be in business, but it is what it is. So we're kind of getting dealt the lesser of the 2 things here. So we're gonna start with Nightmare now, and could dump the Symbol Skeleton to the graveyard, but there's really no need to do that. I mean, we could dump the wand and summon something else out, but I guess we'll just send the Galatea, or the Symbol Skeleton. And then we'll put back the Harp Horror for Galatea's effect and set Crescendo just like that. And it's not much, but it's better than nothing, I guess. Really all we could do there. The Yugioh allowed us to play. We got really bad mills off the Yugioh, so we didn't mill into Malicious, which is unfortunate. We didn't discard the Malicious off of the snack. We opened 2 Vishuda, which is also kind of unlucky. We didn't mill any Orcust extenders. It is what it is, though. But yeah, we still end with Galatea with Crescendo. So at a minimum, we have 1 negate, and we have Symbol Skeleton for a comeback next turn. We're drawing Rhoda. That would have been really good to have Rhoda with that hand, but yeah, it is what it is. But luckily, Yugioh is there to sort of save the day when it needs to. But yeah, that's it for this profile. Hope you guys enjoyed. I like Orcust a lot better now that Mermaid is gone, because the playstyle feels more like genuine, I guess. I don't know how else to describe it, but that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, and let me know what you think down in the comment section below. Check out Imperium Duelist, and also don't forget to use my affiliate link for TCG Player if you're buying anything off of TCG also. So thank you guys so much for the support. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, WinnerKill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one.